Here at U-Switch, we know that consumers who switch tend to get the best broadband deals available. But what's keeping a large number of the population from switching to a better deal and saving money? We're covering 6 myths today of the process of switching broadband and why they're just not true. Myth number 1, it's too much hassle to switch broadband and it takes too long. Probably the biggest myth surrounding switching broadband is that it's a lot of effort. You have to make lots of phone calls, take the day off work, and even then, the engineer probably doesn't show up. Nowadays though, most broadband switchers are provider-led, so you only have to call the provider you're switching to and they'll notify your current one. Myth number 2, I'll lose internet access when I switch. Back in the early days of broadband, switching providers was a long and complicated process, and you would often lose the internet. Nowadays, that would be absolutely unthinkable. How would you watch TV or stream music or do anything really? Nowadays, when you switch, you rarely lose your connection for more than a few minutes, maybe up to an hour maximum. Myth number 3, I'll get stuck with slower broadband speeds. Over half of all recent broadband complaints were due to unreliable broadband connections or broadband being too slow. But with super fast broadband now available to over 95% of UK properties, you're almost guaranteed to get faster speeds, and potentially for cheaper too. Myth number 4, fiber broadband is too expensive. This is one that used to be true, but as super fast broadband becomes more widely available, the prices have come down as well. On U-Switch, we regularly see fiber broadband deals for as little as £20 a month. Myth number 5, all the choices are really confusing. According to recent research, nearly half of all households are confused by the number of broadband providers and deals available these days. That's why it's important to look carefully at what's on offer and make sure that the bundles you're comparing actually meet your needs. Before you start shopping around, spend a little bit of time thinking about the broadband speed you need for your home. Once you have an idea of what you want from your broadband service, you can easily filter out any deals that don't stack up. Myth number 6, I'm probably getting the best deal with my current provider anyway. The last time you switched, you probably did your research and found a really great, cheap broadband deal. Unfortunately, that price has probably changed. Broadband customers typically face steep price hikes as soon as they're out of contract. Our research has found that broadband prices increase on average by 60% once you're out of contract, but it can be as high as 80% in some cases. If you've been with your provider for a year or longer, you're probably paying way over the odds for your broadband. Check your broadband contract and see when it ends. If you're out of contract, you can switch to a better, cheaper deal and maybe get faster broadband speeds too.